Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Quick look again at KAS. We're going to kind of pay attention to this descending trend line that's starting to form and also the potential break free from this rising wedge pattern. It's common for rising wedge patterns to break out, which it already has done, but we could very well see that bearish backtest of that ascending trend line and the price pullback if, again, Bitcoin aligns itself to the downward trend that it's continuing to have. Okay, so again, we'll talk about that. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I hope you can learn something today. If you do want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link down below. Make sure you watch all my Trading University videos and of course get interacted with the community. We got a really awesome group over on our Discord. And of course, there's trade signals too. We are adjusting our trade signals for our swing trades, and it's actually going to be a lot of fun. We've got a nice tighter ranges we're working with, better validation and invalidation targets. It's going to be a lot more efficient here because, again, you have to adjust for this market. There's no other way around it. And again, people make mistakes. I do too, and I deeply appreciate you understanding that and that trading is never perfect. Let's take a quick look though here at KAS. This is the last 7 days. We can see decent amount of volume here down below at about 12.5 and of course upwards of about 17 cents. So we got a pretty big range. We're kind of in the middle of that. There's a lot of liquidation to the upside, but also the downside too. So most people right now are considering shorts and longs concurrently. So that kind of tells us there's some indecision there and that this coin could go either way. So that doesn't really help us too much, but it does help in a way, giving us the perspective that there's 2 points of contention, one just above, one just below. So that does help just, I guess, kind of set our targets correctly, because if you're going to be taking any kind of short position, for example, you'd want to secure profits in the 12.5 to 13 cent range, right? You don't just short to zero. That doesn't happen. Okay, this coin's not going to go to zero. It's got a lot of good fundamental backing, but once more, at this point, let's see where we're at on the daily time frame. So we got our fibs pulled out here from most recent low to most recent high. I haven't adjusted down yet just because we haven't established higher highs and higher lows yet. So at this point, it's best to leave it the way it is. We had a wick down to 0.618 fib level to sweep that lower level liquidity. There is still some left down below with some late longs, but once more, it's kind of where we're at here. So we do take a look here. Moving averages, we're right smack dab in the middle of majority of them. Kind of just letting us know that, hey, we're in good and bad shape concurrently. Right? So in other words, slightly indecisive there, kind of letting us know, either direction could be spoken for. We are under 50 on the RSI here, though. This is an indication to me that we've broken bearish for this coin. Money flow index is pretty low. Stochastic swinging down and MACD diverging still. So more reasons why this coin should continue lower just in the overall sense. Is it going to go tremendously lower? Probably not. In fact, let's take a quick look at the monthly liquidation levels and just kind of see where we're at there. There is a lot of liquidation there. That's right. I do recall this yesterday at about 12.8. So once more incentive of the price to come down. So I think 12.8 would be probably the focal point for a target if you're going to consider a short. Take a look here, though, of course, at the 4-hour time frame. We want to recognize that we're below all moving averages, and this is a transitionary time frame. We're also, and have also, bearishly backtested this ascending trend line 2 or 3 times. It generally implies further direction to the downside. This rising wedge pattern also telling us that, hey, we're more likely to break down. That makes sense. Okay, so we're in a position right now where still looking fairly bearish, more so specifically, extremely bearish on that 4-hour time frame. We got a rejection off 50 in the RSI, stochastic swinging down after it's topped itself out twice, and of course, we've got this this money flow index kind of low too. So when you see stochastic hitting its second curve, that second one is always the more impactful. What this is telling us is that we've seen some resistance here. It pushed through, it did establish higher highs and higher lows, but with this rising wedge pattern concurrent with that decrease in stochastic RSI, that's a strong consideration for the price pulling back. We're losing momentum too as well on the MACD. If we take a look at the hourly, we can confirm too, again, the Ichimoku cloud has been less reliable lately with all this chop, but the truth here is that the lagging span is getting closer to the bottom side of the price action. Conversion lines now intersecting with the baseline, and we are below the cloud. These are a lot of reasons why the price is more likely to decrease in value. Concurrent with this, you got to recognize too, and if you don't watch my Bitcoin videos, I maybe recommend you do so. There's a ton of liquidation, about 10, almost $11 billion liquidation at 63,000. So there's a distinct probability Bitcoin's going to leg down at least one more time, probably even further. And if that happens, KAS is going to be primed for the downside. So me personally, I'm leaning very much towards a short position with this coin. I was planning to short at 15 cents, but when I woke up this morning, the price is already running, and I don't like to jump into a situation where the price is taking off. But if you compare this with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is doing pretty poorly, whereas Caspa is also right on the edge there of potential disaster. So to me personally, this looks like it's a strong likelihood of the price going lower. So I would recommend considering a short with this coin. Careful taking along. We have a lot of resistance in place too, and if you take a look at this previous support range, that was also resisted out here at about 15 cents even. So I think there's a distinct probability we're going to see the price continue lower unless we can get a lot of volume to break through that 15-cent range. Okay, again, this tells me we have a strong inclination for further downside. Just makes sense. Okay. All right, folks, that's kind of where we're at there. Do yourself a favor again, trade Caspa on the world's best exchange. No KYC or VPN with Bitunix. Use my link to register for some awesome deposit rewards. And make sure you check out our Telegram, Twitter, Discord, YouTube. Thank you to whoever just followed me there, looking at 1,100 followers. This is awesome stuff. Decent progression after about a year's worth there. And then, of course, we also have a TikTok and YouTube shorts as well coming your way. So pick whatever works best for you. Either way, I deeply appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next one. Take care.